You think you know metal history? If you don't recognize these names, you weren't really there. These bands influenced the legends. They opened for the Giants. They recorded albums that belong in the Hall of Fame. And somehow, they got forgotten. Today, 10 metal bands that only true fans remember. If you know all 10, you earned your battle vest. Let's go. Number 10, Tokyo Blade. Formed in Salisbury, England in the early 1980s, during the new wave of British heavy metal explosion. Originally called Killer, then Genghis Khan, finally Tokyo Blade in 1983. Classic lineup: vocalist Alan Marsh, guitarists Andy Bolton and John Wiggins, bassist Andy Robbins, drummer Steve Pierce. Self-titled debut dropped 1983 on Power Station Records. The single If Heaven Is Hell became an underground anthem with cult status on YouTube today. Here's where it gets interesting. Second album, Night of the Blade, was recorded in 1984 with Alan Marsh on vocals. Label panicked, said Marsh wasn't strong enough as frontman, brought in American singer Vic Wright, made him re-record all the vocals. The original Alan Marsh version didn't see release until 1998 as Night of the Blade, the night before. Tokyo Blade toured with the Giants, Dio, Ozzy, Scorpions, Blue Oyster Cult. In Europe, they filled venues with 2,000 to 3,000 fans nightly. In Britain, ignored. Solid reviews, zero commercial success. Constant lineup changes and poor management killed momentum. Disbanded after third album Black Hearts and Jaded Spades in 1985. They reformed multiple times over decades. As of 2020, most original members back together and still playing. Popular across Europe, but never ignited at home, despite being one of the last great bands of that era. True fans know, If Heaven Is Hell deserves mention alongside any Iron Maiden or Saxon classic. Number 9, Overkill. East Coast thrash pioneers who never got Big Four recognition despite being there from the beginning. Formed in New Jersey in 1980 by bassist Dee Dee Verney and drummer Rat Skates, with vocalist Bobby Blitz Ellsworth completing the lineup. Feel the Fire dropped October 1985 on Megaforce Records. That album cemented them as leaders of East Coast thrash. Bobby Blitz's vocals are unmistakable, high-pitched, raspy, aggressive. Once you hear it, you never forget it. They spent all of 1985 and 1986 on tour, opening for Slayer on the Rain and Blood tour across North America. They supported Metallica multiple times. Here's the injustice. Overkill was there before Anthrax got famous. They released their Power in Black demo in 1983, same time Metallica and Exodus were coming up. That demo made massive impact in underground tape trading. But when thrash exploded, when the major labels came calling, Overkill got overlooked. Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, Anthrax became the Big Four. Overkill barely mentioned. They signed to Atlantic Records, but never achieved the breakthrough. 20 studio albums later, they're still going. The Electric. Age in 2012 finally hit the Billboard 200 at number 77, their highest chart position ever. Ironbound in 2010 was called a comeback after years of declining sales. Number 8. Sanctuary. Before Nevermore existed, there was Sanctuary. Formed in Seattle in 1985 when metal ruled that city, years before grunge destroyed everything. Founding members were guitarists Lenny Rutledge and Sean Blazel, with vocalist Warrell Dane joining shortly after. Their demo got played on college radio station KCMU for a full year. When Megadeth played Seattle, the band presented their demo to Dave Mustaine in his hotel room after the show. Mustaine loved it, promised to produce them, and he did. Refuge Denied dropped in 1988, produced by Mustaine on Epic Records. Warrell Dane's voice was unlike anything else. Air raid siren vocals that could hit the stratosphere, but he could also drop into dramatic lower registers. Rob Halford meets King Diamond, but somehow more powerful. The album influenced Iced Earth and 3 Inches of Blood. Critics praised it. The underground loved it. Second album, Into the Mirror Black, came in 1989. Different producer, Howard Benson. Then grunge hit. By 1991, labels wanted Seattle bands to sound like Nirvana. Sanctuary got pressure to adapt. Warrell Dane and bassist Jim Shepard refused. They left and formed Nevermore in 1992. That band ran for 19 years, 7 albums, became progressive metal legends. Sanctuary reunited in 2010, released The Year the Sun Died in 2014, then Tragedy. Warrell Dane died December 2017 in São Paulo, Brazil. Heart attack. He was 56 years old. Band continues with new vocalist Joseph Michael. True fans know, Sanctuary's first 2 albums are American power metal classics that grunge buried alive. Number 7. Coroner. Swiss technical thrash metal from Zurich. Power trio formed in 1983. Tommy Vitterli on guitar, Ron Broder on bass and vocals, Marky Edelman on drums. Here's the backstory. All 3 were roadies for Celtic Frost before forming Coroner. They learned from the masters. Their first demo, Death Cult, in 1986, featured vocals by Tom G. Warrior of Celtic Frost himself before Ron became the vocalist. That demo got them signed to Noise Records, the German label discovering new metal bands left and right. R.I.P. dropped in 1987. Raw, high-speed thrash. Then, Punishment for Decadence in 1988 got musically complex. No More Color in 1989 showed their true colors. Intricate guitar modes, chromatic solos, unusual time signatures became their trademark. Critics started calling them the Rush of thrash metal. Mental Vortex in 1991 was their technical masterpiece, produced by Tom Morris at Morris Sound Studios in Tampa. Their music had jazz influences, progressive elements, classical touches. Ron's 3-finger bass technique was insane. Videos played on MTV Headbangers Ball. They toured Europe and America relentlessly, but commercial success never came. Too complex for mainstream thrash fans, too metal for prog fans. They broke up in 1996 after releasing Grin. Reunited in 2010, played festivals across Europe. New studio album dropped in 2024 after 32 years of silence. Number 6, Manilla Road. Epic metal from Wichita, Kansas. Founded in 1977 by guitarist and vocalist Mark "the Shark" Shelton. Started as psychedelic hard rock, evolved into something completely unique by 1983. Crystal Logic dropped in December 1983 on their own independent label Roadster Records. That album changed everything. Fantasy-themed lyrics about Conan the Barbarian, H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos, Norse mythology. Mark Shelton's vocals were nasal, thin, divisive. You either loved them or hated them, but the songwriting, undeniable. Intricate guitar work, epic song structures, storytelling that put you inside a Dungeons & Dragons campaign. Crystal Logic got picked up by European radio, especially in the Netherlands. Swedish importers distributed it across Europe. The band signed with French label Black Dragon Records. Opened the Gates in 1985, sold tens of thousands of copies in the first months. This night the gates of hell come crashing to the ground. The Deluge in 1986 followed. Europe ate it up. America ignored them completely. Financial troubles hit Black Dragon Records in 1987. Manilla Road's popularity peaked and crashed. They broke up in 1992 after being seemingly forgotten. But in 2000, they played Bang Your Head Festival in Germany. The crowd went insane. Rediscovered, Second Life began. They kept recording and touring underground circuits across Europe. Mark Shelton died suddenly in July 2018 at age 60 during a European tour. Heart attack. The band died with him. True fans know Crystal Logic is one of American metal's greatest albums that the mainstream never heard. We're halfway through. How many of these bands did you actually know? Tokyo Blade, Overkill, Sanctuary, Coroner, Manilla Road? Drop a comment. Which band got screwed the hardest? Overkill never making the Big Four? Sanctuary killed by grunge? Manilla Road dying broke while Europe worshipped them? Hit the like button if you knew at least 3. Subscribe for more deep cuts from metal history nobody talks about. We've got 5 more bands coming. The top 5, even more overlooked. Number 5, Crimson Glory. Progressive metal from Sarasota, Florida. Formed in 1983, originally called Pierced Arrow, then Beowulf, finally Crimson Glory. The classic lineup: vocalist Midnight, guitarists John Drenning and Ben Jackson, bassist Jeff Lords, drummer Dana Burnell. Here's what made them unforgettable. They wore full-face metallic silver masks. Every show, every photo shoot, every video, total mystery. Nobody knew what they looked like. The goal was instant recognition in an era of copycat metal bands. Self-titled debut dropped in 1986 on Roadrunner Records. Tight dual-lead guitar harmonies, soaring operatic vocals. Midnight's real name was John Patrick McDonald Jr. His voice had incredible range. Comparisons to Queensrÿche's Jeff Tate were instant, but Midnight had more. Power, wider vibrato, could sustain notes forever. Transcendence came in 1988. That album is considered their masterpiece. More complex, more progressive, more ambitious. Critics called it one of the best progressive metal albums ever. The band toured Europe with Celtic Frost and Anthrax. They were positioned to break through. Strange and Beautiful dropped in 1991 on Atlantic Records. Commercial sound, mainstream push. Midnight hated it and quit immediately. The band struggled for years with replacement vocalists. Astronomica in 1999 featured Wade Black. Solid album, but fans rejected anyone who wasn't Midnight. Midnight returned in 2006 for reunion shows. Fired in January 2007 after DUI arrest. He died July 2009 at age 47. Todd La Torre joined as vocalist. That's the same Todd La Torre who later became Queensrÿche's singer. Number 4. Tank. Power trio from London formed in 1980. Bassist and vocalist Algie Ward came from punk band The Damned. Guitarists Peter and Mark Brabs on guitar and drums. The comparison was instant and unavoidable. Motorhead. Power trio, singing bassist, raw, aggressive sound. Tank could never escape it. Filth Hounds of Hades dropped March 1982 on Camouflage Records. Produced by Fast Eddie Clarke, Motorhead's own guitarist. That album is now considered one of the best of the new wave of British heavy metal movement. Raw, loud, beer-soaked metal anthems. Shellshock and He Fell in Love with a Stormtrooper became underground classics. The album influenced Metallica directly. Sodom covered Shellshock years later. Critics loved it, fans loved it, but commercial success never came. Motorhead comparisons killed them. Every review mentioned it. Every interview asked about it. They couldn't establish their own identity. Power of the Hunter came later in 1982. This Means War in 1983. Solid albums, but diminishing returns. By 1989, they disbanded. Algie Ward resurrected Tank in 2002 after years away. But legal battles erupted. Two different versions of Tank existed simultaneously, both claiming the name. Ward died in March 2023 at age 71. The legal mess meant his version of Tank's legacy got complicated. True fans know Tank belongs in the holy trinity with Motorhead and Warfare as the dirtiest, rawest, most unpolished metal Britain ever produced. Number 3. Anvil. Canadian metal from Toronto. Formed in 1978 by childhood friends Steve Lips Kudlow on guitar and vocals and Rob Reiner on drums. At 14 years old, they made a pact to rock together forever. They meant it. Metal on Metal dropped in 1982, one of the heaviest albums in metal history. Raw, aggressive, unpolished.
Metal, metal, it's what I crave, the louder the better.
That album influenced Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax, and Megadeth. The Big Four all cite Anvil as inspiration. Lars Ulrich said it directly. Slash praised them. Lemmy respected them. In 1984, Anvil played the Super Rock Festival in Japan. Headliners were Scorpions, Whitesnake, Bon Jovi. Those bands went on to sell millions of records and fill stadiums. Anvil, straight to obscurity. By 2006, Lips was driving trucks for a catering company delivering food to schools. Rob worked construction. They never stopped believing. Then in 2008, former roadie Sasha Gervasi directed Anvil, the story of Anvil. documentary about their last-ditch attempt to record their 13th album and tour Europe. The film premiered at Sundance Film Festival, 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics called it the real-life Spinal Tap, but with more heart. The documentary changed everything. Second wave of fame. They opened for AC/DC and Saxon, appeared on The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien. First network television appearance in their entire career. 20 studio albums now. One and Only dropped in 2024. Still going. True fans know Anvil should be household names, and the fact they're not is one of metal's greatest injustices. Number 2. Venom. Newcastle, England. Formed in 1978. The Unholy Trinity: Conrad Kronos, Lant on bass and vocals, Jeff Mantas Dunn on guitar, Tony Abaddon Bray on drums. They wanted to create the darkest, most demonic band possible. They succeeded. Welcome to Hell dropped in 1981 on Neat Records, recorded in 3 days. The production was awful, muddy, raw, lo-fi to the extreme. Critic Jeff Barton said it had the hi-fi dynamics of a 50-year-old pizza. But that sound became revolutionary. Faster than anything before it. Darker than Black Sabbath. More aggressive than Motorhead. Satanic imagery cranked to 11.
I'm in league with Satan. I am the devil's own.
Black metal came in 1982, recorded in 7 days. That album literally named an entire genre. Black metal as a style didn't exist before Venom called it that. The title track, Countess Bathory, Buried Alive, became blueprints for everything that followed. Bathory took their name from a Venom song. Mayhem named themselves after a Venom track. Metallica opened for Venom in 1983 at Staten Island Paramount Theater. James Hetfield wore Venom shirts. Lars Ulrich called Welcome to Hell a classic that started speed metal, death metal, everything. Kerry King and Tom Araya of Slayer cited them as major influence. Dave Mustaine was a fan. But Venom never got mainstream success. Too extreme, too raw, too unpolished. They were too punk for metal fans, too metal for punks. Broke up in 1987, reunited in 1995, broke up again, reunited again. Still active today with Kronos still leading. Number 1. Fate's Warning. Progressive metal pioneers from Connecticut, formed in 1982 by guitarist Jim Matthias, released their debut Night on Broken in 1984. While Queensrÿche got all the glory in the MTV videos and the Platinum albums, Fate's Warning created the progressive metal blueprint right alongside them. The Spectre Within in 1985 and Awaken the Guardian in 1986 showed their complex song structures and technical prowess. But their defining moment came in 1988 with No Exit. Vocalist John Arch left after that album. Ray Alder joined for Perfect Symmetry in 1989. That's when everything clicked. Parallels dropped in 1991. That album is considered one of the greatest progressive metal records ever made, listed by countless bands as foundational and inspirational. Dream Theater, Symphony X, entire generations of prog metal bands built their sound on what Fate's Warning did. But commercial success never came. They stayed underground while bands they influenced sold out arenas. The injustice is staggering. Queensryche released Operation Mindcrime in 1988 and became rock stars. Fate's Warning released equally brilliant albums and played to hundreds. Same genre, same era, same technical skill. Different result entirely. Never stopped, never sold out, never compromised. 20 albums deep into their career now, still making complex, challenging progressive metal, still respected by musicians, still ignored by mainstream.